let me first start right there. Were you aware that Secretary Clinton was using a personal email?
No.
You never got an email from her?
Oh, I worked in President Clinton's White House 20 years ago, so a different era.
What's your take on this entire story?
Look, I think you have this drip of leaks coming out of the investigation, and we'll see what happens. My sense is at the end of the day is probably going to be much ado about very little, but we'll see as things develop. I think what's really going to define the race is some of the issues we saw discussed last night around the economy, around wealth inequality in our country, around the need for reforming Wall Street. I think that's, at the end of the day, what's really going to define the 2016 election, and a lot of this is just going to get blown past as some of the obsessions of the spring.
Good morning, Andre. This is Morgan. I think that the Democrat primary voters care a lot more, actually, about her speeches on Wall Street, the donations from the Wall Street, maybe even than they do the emails. Going into a general election, assuming that she is the nominee, can she continue to fundraise on Wall Street and accept money from financial interests and still have any credibility with her base?
Well, I think so. I don't think that people expect that because there's certain people on Wall Street who support her and her policies and think that she'd be a good president, that affects what her own beliefs are going to be or what she'll do in the Oval Office.
But I just totally disagree with you there. I think your base, the Democratic base, is revolting almost singularly over this issue. And I'm sorry, but you sound a bit tone deaf with your own base right now.
I don't think so. I think if you look at what Democratic primary voters are doing, they're
voting for Bernie Sanders and giving him millions of dollars. That's what they're doing.
Certainly, and there's a lot of people who are supporting Senator Sanders and a lot of the issues that he's taking on. I don't think this issue around her paid speeches is really going to be something that defines people. People are interested in what's happening with our economy. How are we going to turn around inequality in this country? How are we going to start jump-starting job creation? Those are the things that the Democratic primary voters, as well as Americans overall, are really caring about.
Andre, give us your read on Bernie Sanders and his appeal. He's coming from the left. He's pushed Hillary Clinton a little bit further left probably than she wants to be so that she doesn't lose voters to Sanders. Give us your sense of why he's so popular right now, how much of a threat he is to her.
Well, look, he is, as he admitted last night, a one-issue candidate, and that one issue is one with incredible appeal to people right now. People are very upset about what's happened on Wall Street over the past decade plus. He's really tapped into that anger, tapped into a sense that we need to start doing things differently in our country when it comes to dealing with the fundamental issues around how do we make the financial system work for everybody. And I think that is a core appeal that he's spoken to very eloquently. I think it's something that Secretary Clinton has really picked up on, to your point, and been talking about increasingly. And I think it's something that has cross-party appeal. You look at some of the rhetoric coming out of Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio, and they're speaking to some of those same concerns. It's not a Democratic or Republican appeal. It is really something that people across the country feel is necessary in terms of making changes to how Wall Street works.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's certainly an issue across both parties. But let